So I think Planet Woman is launching live in September. It's the first time I've announced that, by the way. It's got videos, animations, so there's lots of fun stuff. There's lots of amazing women giving hints and tips and insights into how they got to be where they are. On a set day, we do mentorship walks all over the world. Big ones in Hyde Park, Central Park, all over Africa. Kerry happens to be, for me, the hotbed of young entrepreneurs in Ireland because of the work Jerry Kennelly did. Every time I come down here to judge any of those teenpreneur events or youngpreneurs, I can't get over the kind of insights the kids have here. So if ever you're going to do it, I think this is the place to do it. So we said we'd start with 12-year-olds, young entrepreneurs, with the roses, and behind that there were other, as you know, the speakers, some really well-known business women and men, and they were mentoring young girls of all ages. I was fortunate enough to do it with the current Rose from Chicago. A great time to do it. She's coming to the end. And then at the end we planted a rose bush, and that was symbolic, as in I wanted the idea that the roses and all of these amazing women who've travelled here today to take part in the Planet Woman event, that they were giving something back to the young women of Kerry and Tralee and planting something that might grow in the future. So 7 researchers and myself trawled through all of the research in the English-speaking world. So when women repeatedly underestimate their performance in tests and underestimate their performance in jobs and don't ask for salaries as often as men, and when they do they ask for less, they all come from these 4 differences. 2 of them in the brain. One of them is the fuel that we're fueled by, estrogen for women, testosterone for men, and one is called the elementary studies, and it happens when we go to school. I suppose the 2 in the brain are the ones that are interesting. So if I use simplistic terms, I would say that the rumination centre, if you say something bad to a woman, she's likely to dwell on it for quite some time. So women uniquely ruminate. It means they actually do look at failure and they learn from it. They go back over the coals and they rake over the ashes. In a way, men don't like to do that. It's done, it's dusted, let's move on. And the second one also in the brain is called the worrywart centre. So unfortunately, Mother Nature has a way of keeping things that we use all the time, and women use this all the time. So it dates back to the hunter-gatherer period when the men went out hunting for the lions, the women went up on the high grounds and scanned for danger. And they uniquely still do that. So women always do lists of pros and cons about things that might happen in the future. They worry about the downside. They often don't look at the upside. So if they go for a job, they worry they won't get it. They worry they won't have the right skills. They won't have the competence. Anything new that's going to happen, a woman will look at every single angle of that to see what the downside might be. Women hold themselves back because they don't have that confidence, and it's hard when there's lots of voices in your mind telling you you're not good enough and you shouldn't do it, and there might be lots of things that would go wrong. So you have to take a big deep breath, close your eyes and jump over the cliff sometimes. Something that I've learned to do. Once you do it a few times it gets easier. It's called plasticity, thankfully.